Good morning, Detroit Lions fans. Well, it is already the Monday after, and things are moving swiftly across the NFL. As I reported about a week and a half ago, I expected Ron Rivera would be moved on from the Washington Commanders football team. And as of this morning, merely hours after Ron Rivera was dismissed from his position, Washington has already reached out to the Detroit Lions organization requesting to interview both Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. And I'm going to read you a quote that I have this morning. And it reads like this. Today, we made the decision to part ways with Ron Rivera. I want to thank Ron and his wife, Stephanie, for all they did for the Commanders and DMV community, especially during the ownership transition. Ron helped navigate this organization through some challenging times. He is a good man and thoughtful leader who has positively contributed to this organization and the NFL. I wish Ron Rivera family nothing but the best moving forward. That quote was from Josh Harris, the owner of the Washington football team. So look, disappointing 4-13 season for the Commanders, and they want two of the best that are doing it right now. I know that there's a lot of people that dislike Aaron Glenn's approach to the defense, but you've already seen the reports that have come out about him this season. Just in the last week, voted as one of the most well-liked coaches in the league. So he's doing something right. He connects with personnel, and that is probably the most important thing that you have to do as a coach, is making the connection. And we've seen that with Dan Campbell. That's why he's been so successful, is he's made amazing connections with his players, the organization, the assistant coaches. I mean, everybody involved with the Detroit Lions organization, Dan Campbell has developed amazing relationships with. Of course, that's all been reported. I wouldn't know that firsthand because I'm not inside the building. So alongside, what the owner is wanting to do, Josh Harris, he has developed an advisory committee. And this is what he had to say. Alongside my partners, I have assembled a small advisory committee to assist me in identifying two important roles for this organization: head of football operations and head coach. I have asked Mitch Rales, Irvin Magic Johnson, and David Blitzer, as well as Rob Myers and Rick Spielman, to join the advisory committee that will work with me to make the best decisions for the franchise. It's much like what the Lions organization put together when they brought in Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, and they started with Chris Spielman, and then they built out the committee from there. So Josh Harris is taking a page out of the Detroit Lions organization, and it's not, widely unknown, right? This does happen, whether it's a board in a business, or a corporation. This is essentially the same thing. They're building a mini board advisory committee to go out and find the best personnel to bring in and join their organization. So Josh Harris has developed this team, and it's an incredible team. I mean, you've got Irvin Magic Johnson, David Blitzer, Bob Myers, and Rick Spielman. And we know the Spielman family, man. They get it done. They know what they're doing. They're very smart businessmen. So look, I don't want to see Ben Johnson disappear. I'm impartial to Aaron Glenn only because if he does get a head coaching opportunity, then the Lions will get 2 third-round picks, both this next draft and the draft following. So a total of 4 third-round picks if Aaron Glenn is elevated to a head coaching position. So there is something beneficial for the Lions if we lose Aaron Glenn, nothing beneficial if we lose Ben Johnson. And that's just the way that the NFL and the NFL Players Association have decided on, how to elevate what would be considered the minority group within the NFL and get them to, have better positions. And that's the rules that they implemented, right, wrong, or indifferent, whether you agree with it or you don't. It's what they developed. And I would like to take advantage of that. If I was an NFL owner and our team was really good at coaching up our coaches and turning them into head coaches, I mean, it doesn't mean that you should hire any differently, right? I think you hire the best people that you want and need for your team. I don't think that you should utilize the rule to hire, certain personnel to try to benefit from it, but I'm sure some teams do. And that's just speculation on my behalf. But look, man, to end this video, this is what I'll say. Aaron Glenn has done a pretty darn good job with what he's had available to him and incrementally getting better each season. We haven't seen the huge, leaps and bounds that we wanted to see this season in year 3. But year 4, I expect Aaron Glenn to really develop a monster defense in Detroit. Now, be that as it may, I expected Ron Rivera to get let go, and he did. And this was no secret. I mean, everybody knew in the league that there was the high potential that Ron Rivera would be let go. So on the flip side, I think Ron Rivera could be an excellent choice for the Lions defensive coordinator position. So this is an opportunity. There's always an opportunity. And we know that the Lions have known for a while now that their coaches are about to get plucked. And just as well as Brad Holmes picks diamonds during the draft, they've also assembled an amazing team of coaches. They're just not going to last. They're not going to stick around forever unless they are overly committed to being loyal to stick with one team and see it all the way through to a Super Bowl. They're going to jump probably at the first real opportunity that they have at a head coaching position, and we can't fault them for that. I'm not going to be mad at them if they do leave. It's, hey, who's up next? You know, next man up. That's what Dan Campbell says, and that's how the Detroit Lions are built. They've been training their, replacements throughout this season. Ben Johnson has been coaching up and training one of the other individuals on the team. I can't remember his name right now, but there is an assistant coach that's been working heavily with Ben Johnson this entire season. And Calvin Shepard, he's another opportunity for the Lions to move up. I think that Calvin has some great qualities about him. He definitely has developed great relationships with the players, and I think that he'll get a crack at an interview to take the next position. We also have John Fox, on the staff currently. I don't know what plans he has postseason. So we have somebody else there that is available, in a crunch, type situation where we do need somebody. So that's it for today's update on the interview process for head coaching positions that are already opening up around the NFL today. It didn't take long, and we'll see what happens. I just hope it does not cloud the Lions process right now to go out and win a playoff game, and they push off these interviews at least until after the first playoff game. But we'll see. I mean, there's no guarantee in that. I just don't want to see it really clouding the judgment for these guys and lack of preparation. I hope that doesn't happen. I wouldn't expect it to happen. These guys are consummate professionals. They know how to handle their job. And we expect nothing but the best moving forward. So that's it for Rock Down Detroit Lions update on Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn's interview process. It's all getting started today. We'll see how the process plays out. So go One Pride, go Detroit Lions. We'll see you in the next video. Don't forget about tonight, 6 p.m. We're going to do the season finale wrap-up show. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.